investigation. Is there any country where police officers don't do that? Anywhere? Right, everywhere in the world, at least in this classroom, 7, or including Korea, it's 8, right? So we do prevention of danger and criminal investigation. In Korea, we have the law for the prevention of danger, and it's pretty long name, Act on the Performance of Duties by Police Officers, and I call it from now on a long-named statute. Okay, that's a long-named statute. Then for the criminal investigation, we have a criminal procedure. I don't use pointers. So, as you see, the circle is empty up there, right? Who would give me the answer? Why that circle is empty? What shall show up? Any idea? Or here comes a hint. Why do we have that kind of authority? Okay, who shall be the victim at the beginning of the class? How about you, cadet? I think I know you, right? From Cebu. So, what shall come up? Police officers. Police organizations. Nice guess, right? Though it was wrong. Actually, for me, there is an answer for it. So, for that answer, that's the wrong one. But pretty nice approach. How about you, sir? What shall come up? Why do we do that? Why do we have that kind of authority?
To protect people and remain peace and order.
Exactly. Where from?
Thailand.
Thailand. My favorite country.
Thank you.
Exactly. Why do we have that kind of authority? That's for the life and property of people. To protect them, right? So, when we call them authority, it's at the same time a duty of police officers. Why do we have kind of power to protect life and protect the property of people? You see, those kind of rules and regulations gives us a lot of discretion, right? But is it really a discretion? Or sometimes, I would say most cases, do we have to do something? What did you say? You Korean cadet, right? We got eye contact.
No, Mongolian.
I'm sorry, I didn't go up there. It was down there to the female students, right? Where are you from? Korea, right? So, what did you say? Are you really free to use that kind of authority? Or there are some rules where you have to do that? While the laws and rules says you may, but still you have to. Which way do you think is the right answer considering the purpose of the police power?
So you mean the situation where you should go over the law?
Sorry, maybe I have a difficulty in listening.
Like, are you talking about the situation where you have to go over the law in order to protect people?
You mean go over? You mean out of the law?
Are you asking that situation or I don't think I understood the question.
No, what I mean is, when it's written, it says, you may do something, police officers, which means that seems to be a discretion, right? But in cases, in different real-life situations, are we really free to do something, or we have to do those kind of stuffs, which, as I said before, is written as may or might, which means those auxiliary verbs changes from may to must. That kind of situations, which do you think is right, may or must? Maybe. May means maybe, right? My point is, even though the black letter law says you may have the kind of authority, still sometimes you have to do that. If you don't do that, you are responsible, liable for it. Okay? So, I want to talk to the about police authority with that idea. We have power, we have authority, but that's not for us. That's for the life and property of people. Thus, it means not only authority or discretion, but in many cases, it's about what we have to do. The whole stories, and somewhere between, I will give you a chance to take part into the discussion. Then I'll ask you guys, how about in your countries? What kind of authority you have? Whether you have a power to do that, or so even, as I told you before, you have to do something in their cases. And then we try to figure out which is the best way. Okay? Are you there? Still? All right, here we go. The case is 012 case, which is pretty serious one. I hope you do not get into the cases too deeply, emotionally, okay? Just take it as a case and try to focus on the issue. Anyway, 10:15, April 2nd, which is my birthday, thus I remember the day clearly, there was a 911 or in Korea 112 report.
네, 여기 목걸이를 전해주는데요. 저 지금 소개팅 나가고 있거든요. 목걸이가요? 네, 목걸이 전해주는데 어딜지 모르겠어요.
지동이요?
네, 성수대학교 좀 지나서 목걸이가 가는 중인데요.
선생님 핸드폰으로 위치 조회 한 번만 해볼게요.
네.
저기요, 지금 성폭행 나가신다고요? 성폭행 당하고 계신다고요?
네네.
자세한 위치 모르겠어요?
지동대학교에서 목걸이가 가기 전에요.
지동초등학교에서
목걸이가 가기 전에요.
누가 그러는 거예요?
어떤 아저씨요. 아저씨가 해요. 오세요.
누가 어떻게 알아요?
모르는 아저씨예요.
문은 어떻게 하고 들어갔어요?
저는 지금 잡았어요.
문 잠갔어요?
내가 아저씨가 나갈 사이에 문 잡았어요.
들어갈 때 다시 한 번만 알려줄래요?
아저씨요.
없어요. 주소 다시 한 번만 알려주세요.
The key is that controlling the situation. It's a very dangerous situation, but he is too slow.
He was answering maybe too slow.
And he's not making the situation better, but he's just making.
You felt frustrated. Then my question is, why did you feel frustrated? Think over. What was the most questions he kept asking? Address, right? Say you are the victim. I'm sorry to make that kind of example, but say you are in those kind of harsh situation. Can you say that you have the information, even though you have information, can you say that you give them the clear address? Any one of you? No. Then, what can be the good way to ask to the victim? Keep asking, rather than keep asking, what's the address, what's the address? And she says, she doesn't know. We have those kind of classes, those kind of education programs. So here comes my question once again. Thailand, sir, do you have the kind of education program in Thailand? Yeah, special one?
On my vacation time, we have the internship, and after that we on the first year class.
Oh, you have classes. How about China? How about Mongolia? Do you have any special courses or lectures?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
As I told you, unfortunately, back in 2012, when this accident, incident, whatever crime happened, we didn't have problem. So now we have very special courses. But if you still do not have in your country, I hope you go back to your country and recommend to you or whoever who has the power to have to make those kind of courses. Okay. Anyway, after the reception of that phone call. This is the real picture over the place. Down here is Jidong Elementary School. Up here is local playground. You still remember what she said from Jidong Elementary School? The local playground, right?
Elementary school and the playground. So I can see that there are a lot of flats in the number 5 area. So I thought I would like to search the number 5 area first.
5 first. Anyone would choose that was impossible in Korea back then? Still it is impossible. How about in Vietnam? And what would you do if you have the power? Would you make the police officers like 3 times or 4 times, 10 times?
Just sorry, because it's really quiet. I cannot hear you very clearly. All right, can you just one question? You can ask me again. Just one question. If I have authority, right? I have chance to point the policeman to go somewhere, right?
My question is, in a normal situation, we do not have that many police officers, right? We don't need like 100,000 officers in a small city. But in these kind of situations, we need a lot of officers so that we can find the victim before it's too late. But still, if we do that, we have to spend a lot of money, too much money on it. So where could be the good point? I mean, where could we beat the both of those two problems at the same time? Enlarging the number of police officers?
All right. I think that we should spend money. We should spend money to maybe take as many policemen as possible to save
But still,
victims.
that's taxpayers' money, right?
Just I don't know.
There's
Just
no more time.
how much money can I have? How much money can I have? How much money can I have?
What could be more worthwhile worthy of the life of human being? Anyway, in the real cases, the police officers in Korea search the number 3 or 4 first, then 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. Now, here comes the legal issues. You said yes? Yes, right? But we have no idea where she is now, right? If we need a warrant, and without a warrant, we cannot get into the houses and search that place. Is that what you were trying to say?
For that case, then after that, for example, the witness can really say that the victim is in that house, so that the time maybe that we can ask for the search warrant.
So what you mean is that we need more information. Then we ask for the search warrant. Then with the search warrant, we have to search the location wherever it is. Is that
Yes,
what
we
you're
have to
trying say?
deploy more policemen first to search the location of the victim. Then after that, if for example there is really an information that the victim is in that house, because the judge can only give search warrant if the area is really like fixed or really know by somebody who has the knowledge of that crime.
Right. So what you mean is that search for information. I gave you someone said that around 11 p.m. yesterday, when I'm on fire over my house, just check that house. It was that house. That's all the information you have. And then around the town, there were many other officers, right? They said they couldn't find anything, meaningful to this case. What would you do? Now it's 9 a.m.